Hey besties! Happy weekend! I hope you're having a lovely day. Apologies if you can hear marching band music upstairs. My mother is going through something now that we are a year into COVID, and I'm too scared to ask her to turn it down. So, this is what we're dealing with. This year, I watched every movie nominated for an Oscar, so you don't have to, and I am going to be giving my Oscar predictions and who I think is going to be winning these awards. I have seen most of them, there's a few that I haven't seen, and I'll let you know which ones those are as we go into the categories, but I'm super excited for this. The Oscars are like my favorite event all year. Everyone who knows me knows that. I'm a little obsessed. I just find them really fun. I think that they're great. And the best thing is that I always make predictions and I'm often wrong, but I like being wrong because the Oscars are very up in the air all the time and you don't really know how the Academy is going to vote. So I like making predictions, I like being wrong, I like being surprised, so I'm very excited for this year. Just for fun, I'm going to be predicting which one I think will win the Oscar for each award and also which one was my personal favorite for each category. The Academy Awards obviously aren't everything, but for anyone who is into film, it's a great night just celebrating movies and film and all things related to that. A lot of years, the movies that I love aren't even nominated for anything. I just think the Oscars are a fun night to get dressed up with my grandma and then to drink a lot of alcohol. Also with my grandma. So, first up we have Best Visual Effects. Unfortunately, I did not get to watch all of the ones in this category. I did see Mulan and Tenet, but I did not see the one and only Yvonne. I did not see Midnight Sky, and I did not see Love and Monsters as well. Which is kicking me because Love and Monsters actually looks really good. I am going to be watching all of these eventually, but just for the sake of this award, I will still make a little prediction. Can't say my favorite, obviously, because I haven't seen them all. Personally, though, I feel like Tenet is going to be the winner for this category, and just based on Christopher Nolan's reputation at the Academy Awards, it would feel weird if they didn't give him anything. Alright, next up we have Best Production Design. Personally, I feel like Mank is a very obvious winner for this category. We have the black and white set, everything had to be arranged so that it would look good with the black and white film that they were shooting with. And their perfect rendition of 1930s Hollywood, I think, has the edge over most of the other nominees in this category. So I do feel like the Academy will award Mank's team for production design, which they totally should because the movie looked amazing. Personally, if I had to pick my favorite, I loved the production design for The Father. I found it to be really interesting, especially right from the beginning. It kind of gets you going, and so much of the film, especially in that first half, relies on production design, how the audience is interpreting what the production is giving us or telling us, which is kind of misleading sometimes, but intentionally, and it's great. It's really strong. That is why The Father is my personal favorite for this category, but I do think that Mank will win, and I'm not even mad about it because it looks great. Alright, now we are into Best Makeup and Hairstyling, which is always a super fun category. This year I find it's a little bit of a tough one. All of these are very clean and subtle enough that there's not really an obvious winner. There is a part of me that believes that Pinocchio and Emma are very close to that potential win, but personally I think it is going to be going to Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. I found that their costume design was extremely unique and it was very different, and I don't know why, I just have an inkling that that will win. I'm also rooting for Ma Rainey's Black Bottom for this category. I found that the transformation of Viola Davis was incredible, and that's why I think that not only do they deserve the win, but I think they'll get it, so we'll see. One of my fave categories, we have Best International Feature Film. I'm kicking myself because I have not seen two, so I did not get to see Kyo Vedas Aida or The Man Who Sold His Skin, but I did get to see Another Round, Better Days, and Collective. Whew! All three of those movies were amazing. My pick and my personal favorite for this category is Another Round. I loved this movie. It's so fun. I talked about it on my top 15 of 2020. But it's such a fun, lovely movie, and the fact that Thomas Vinterberg is nominated for Best Director as well, in my opinion, gives him the slight edge to win this category over the other nominees. But it is a very strong category this year, so I'm super excited to see who ends up winning this one. Alright, Best Film Editing. This is always an interesting one. Personally, I feel like it's super even this year. I feel like a lot of these could potentially swoop in and win. If I had to pick, I love Nomadland's editing. I think it really helped everything flow together very well, and I think that particular story needed to flow in a certain way, and it did because of the editing, so that's personally who I'm rooting for. But based on the past and based on previous winners and kind of what the Academy is normally drawn to, I feel like they'll probably pick The Trial of the Chicago 7, which is also an amazing movie. And of course, Aaron Sorkin is known for that fast dialogue. I just feel like The Trial of the Chicago 7 will win this one. Best Documentary Short. Now, the shorts, I find some people don't watch them. They're so fun. They're so fun and they're short, okay? And you're missing out if you don't watch them. Every year you miss out. Personally, my favorite for this category was A Love Song for Latasha. If you haven't seen it, it's on Netflix and it's really short. I think it's like around 15 minutes. I also feel like that will be the winner of the category. The other one I could potentially see winning, which is I think kind of very close to a second favorite for me, is Do Not Split. If you haven't heard of Do Not Split, it is about the issues going on in Hong Kong and the protesters and what exactly they are protesting against. That I would be surprised if that won as well. I think either of the two have a very strong chance. Personally, I'm gonna put my official one as A Love Song for Latasha because I love it so much. Either one of those I think will be the winner. Yes, my favorite category. Okay, something's up because I'm obsessed with documentaries. All of them were so good. All absolutely fascinating. I don't know which one is gonna win. I have no idea. Personally though, I will put my money on Crip Camp. As I've talked about in my top 15, I was obsessed with this movie. I love it. I think it's just perfect. In my heart, I just wanted to win so badly. So that is who I think will win, and that is who I want to win. But all of these movies are just freaking brilliant, and I'd really recommend them all. Alright, now we are on to Best Cinematography. Alright, I'm going to be the boldest I have ever been. I just really want Nomadland to win this category, so I'm making that prediction. It's in, it's locked in. Woo. Twist the key, click, it's in. While I think Nomadland definitely has the chance to win here, it is likely that Mank could swoop in and win this one. I just want Nomadland to win, so I'm gonna make that prediction. I just feel like visually it's the most beautiful movie I've seen this year. We're locking the key, click, Nomadland. Alright, we are on to Best Animated Feature, and this was a crazy category this year. Of course, I've seen all of the movies. I love animated movies, so it's not really a surprise. But I think the clear winner here is pretty obvious. I think everyone saw Soul and obsessed over Soul this year, so that definitely seems to be the obvious winner. Plus, whenever we have a Pixar movie in the ranks, it's probably gonna go to the Pixar movie. Not that I'm disagreeing, okay? Soul was probably my favorite animated movie that I've seen. That being said, Wolfwalkers deserves more love. I'm just saying it was really good and it should be on that same hype level of Soul in my opinion, but Soul was a fantastic movie, so I think it's a very easy win for them. As they should, as Pete Docter should. Ooh, Best Live Action Short Film. These are always very interesting. I love seeing these submissions from all around the world because I really get to see kind of what a short film is like basically from anywhere, so that was really fun. It's a really tough category this year. Personally, the movie Feeling Through felt like a very Oscar winner to me, so I'm going to go ahead and place that one in my predictions. Personally though, I loved The Present. I found it to be the most emotional of the bunch. But to be honest, I quite like watching all of these, and since they're short, there is no reason to not watch it, so you should get on that. This one is Best Animated Short Film. It was an interesting category this year, for sure. All of the films had extremely different vibes, making it harder to assume what the Academy will go for. Initially, I thought that If Anything Happens, I Love You had it locked in. The short film about the school shootings going on in the States, it's obviously very emotional. However, Opera, which is my personal favorite, could potentially win this one as well. It's really cool. I don't know, I'd never really seen something like that in a short film, which is why I think I'm so obsessed with Opera. Personally though, I am going to put in that prediction for If Anything Happens, I Love You, because I just feel like that one's gonna win. Now we are on to Best Costume Design. Normally the period piece always wins. That's kind of like the costume design rule. So normally I would think that it's probably a shoo-in for Emma. Even though I think that Emma definitely could win this, I have a feeling that Ma Rainey's Black Bottom is going to win this one as well. Personally, I kind of want them to go for Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, but we will see. But that's who I'm going to predict for now, is Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, and we'll see if I'm right or wrong or not. We are on to Best Sound, and personally, I find that this is, I don't want to say an obvious win, but I do feel everything is pointing to Sound of Metal winning this one. I feel like based on its unique premise and the way it handles sound based on the protagonist's actual hearing was really interesting. I feel like they succeeded as well in kind of relaying how that feels and what that must be like for the audience. I just thought that they did a really good job of getting that feeling across, which is why it's my pick. So lock them in. Okay, it's also my favorite, obviously. You guys know how much I like Sound of Music. You guys know how much I liked Sound of Metal, so it's my personal pick as well, just because I love this movie so much, and it should be winning everything, but not everyone can win everything, so I definitely think that they should get this one, and I think that they will. Best Original Score. I gotta be honest, I would be pretty shocked if Soul did not win this one. I was so obsessed with the jazz that consistently matched in tone of the plot that subtly played behind the scenes. It added so much without being too much. Considering that the entire movie is about music, it seems like the obvious choice, so that is my prediction. Also, Judas and the Black Messiah should have had a nom in this category because the score is really good, but I digress. Alright, we are on to Best Original Song. Personally, I think that Speak Now from One Night in Miami has this in the bag. Its impact in the movie was more significant than most of the other songs used. A lot of them used them for ending credits, but this one had a very significant moment in the film. And I think it's a very strong song, so I would be pretty surprised if this one did not win. Best Original Screenplay, one of my fave categories. This one is always kind of about the originality of a script, which is why I feel like this award is going to go to Emerald Fennell for Promising Young Woman. I think that Aaron Sorkin could potentially win as well for The Trial of the Chicago 7, but I would be surprised if this didn't go to her, especially because I think she has won this category at a few other of the award shows this season. I loved Promising Young Woman, so I'd love to see it win. Personally though, in this category, I don't even really have a favorite. I love all these movies. I would be very happy if any of them won. Best Adapted Screenplay is next. At this point in the race, I would be pretty shocked if this one didn't go to Nomadland with all of its predicted wins this season. That being said, I think The Father is a little bit of a sleeper, so it's more than possible for Florian to win this one as well. Honestly, I loved Nomadland, as y'all know, but I would like to see The Father get some awards since it was another one of my favorites out of this year's nominees. So while I do think that the award will probably go to Nomadland, in my heart I'll root for The Father for this one. The actor is excited! I hate that. So for Best Actress in a Supporting Role, we need to stop right now before I begin, because I need to say that Amanda Seyfried deserves everything because I love her and she's always slept on and she's an amazing actress. That being said, this is an insanely tough category, as most of them are, with insane performances from all of the nominees. Despite this incredibly tough category with insane performances from all of these ladies, I would be shocked if this award didn't go to Ye Jung-yoon. Her performance stuck out so much to me as natural and real, and I can't imagine it going to anyone else at this point in the race. Also, her BAFTA speech was so amazing and I need more of that content. So we are rooting for her and we also think that she's gonna win. But Amanda Seyfried. Best actor in a supporting role. It's going to be Daniel Kaluuya. I don't know what else to tell you. He's won basically every single major acting award this season, and for good reason. His portrayal of Fred Hampton in Judas and the Black Messiah was off the charts. Off the chain, as the kids say. Anyway, it's both in my heart and in my prediction. Daniel Kaluuya has this win. Best actress in a leading role. This category is insane. A lot of the major awards have actually been handed out to different people, so I really don't know who's gonna win this. I have absolutely no idea. Personally, I feel like it has to be Carey Mulligan. I don't know why. I've just had this feeling ever since the beginning of the season that she was going to win the Oscar. But this one, anything could happen. Anything could really happen. All of them deserve it, to be quite honest with you. All of these performances are incredibly powerful, but I feel like Vanessa Kirby needs to be shown a little bit more love because I know she had to go through therapy after that one. So personally, that's who I would love to see win. I feel like Carey Mulligan is gonna take her home. That's just my prediction. Best actor in a leading role. Based on the past award season, it would be pretty silly to suggest anyone other than Chadwick Boseman. I think he basically has this one nailed down. I personally, as you all know, if you've seen my top 15 of 2020, I have been petitioning for Riz Ahmed's Oscar. I really feel like he deserves it. The movie was incredible because of his performance, but I do feel like this one is going to go to Chadwick Boseman, which I am more than okay with because I definitely feel like he deserves it. Alright, now we are on to Best Director. Chloe Zhao. That's all. That's all. No, but for real, Zhao has been sweeping this season, rightfully so. Nomadland is such a wonderful film, so much so because of her vision. And in this house, we believe in Stan Miss Zhao, okay? So that's who's winning. That's my prediction, and that's who I want to win. And we're down to, I don't know what that was, but Best Picture. Yay! Best Picture time. This is the moment we have all been waiting for, okay? The moment last year that was way more exciting than it probably will be this year. But I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. Despite the absolute disaster that was 2020, we still got these fantastic movies out of the year, so I guess I can't complain too much. Based on how this season has been going, the obvious choice for this category would be Nomadland, since it has been sweeping and Chloe Zhao has rightfully won many of her nominations so far this season. That being said, my favorite thing about the Oscars is the unpredictability of it all, and anything can happen, as we know, because last year was insane and almost gave me a heart attack in the best way possible. Personally, once again, as y'all know, I loved Sound of Metal, so that is the film in my heart that I am rooting for. But I would be so happy with a Nomadland win because I feel like Chloe Zhao deserves it. It's a fantastic movie and it's great, I would just love to see a win for either of those two, to be honest, or Judas and the Black Messiah as well. Okay, gamers, I hope that we liked this list. I hope that you have a little more clarity about going into the Oscars. I hope that maybe I can help you out if you have a pool going on with your family. Either way, I am so excited for tomorrow. It'll be a really fun night. Let me know what you think. Do you have any differing predictions? Is there a movie you feel was missed? That's a big question. Peace out, gamers.